Hi, Ashla Glass Johnson, and I want to talk to you about a subject of the absentee fathers and how it correlates with the nigger marriage, which is an excerpt from a book written by Willie Lynch. I made a post on my social media page this week, and the post simply said, "How can a boy learn to be a man without a man in the home?" And I had quite a few women, single mothers, that really jumped on me and saying that basically attacked me for making such a post, saying, they have to do what they have to do. And then some people said, well, you have grandpa, you have uncles, you have mentors, you have all of this and that. But my question was, where's daddy? Why do we see so many single black mothers? You don't see the number of single black or single mothers as you do with black mothers. When I look at the statistics, it says that 74.3% of white children live in two-parent homes, and only 38.7% African American children live in a two-parent home. 38% of African American children are being raised in a single-family home, single-parent home. Why is that? I don't believe it's because um, dads just don't care or they just don't care about their children. I believe that this has been cultivated. This is the brainwashing. This is the psychological warfare that has been used on us by the enemy. Willie Lynch was a slave owner, and he was from the West Indies. When Willie Lynch went around giving seminars to other slave owners here in America on how to control your slaves. And Willie Lynch wrote something called the Negro marriage, the nigger marriage. And he says, this is what he said. It's pretty profound. And he said that if the slave owners would follow his teaching, that this could um, be perpetuated for 300 years, possibly 1,000 years, this brainwashing. And it seems to me that it worked because we see the effects of it right now. Listen at this. We breed two nigger males with two nigger females. Then we take the nigger male away from them and keep them moving and working. Say one nigger female bears a nigger female and the other bears a nigger male. Both nigger females, being without influence of the nigger male image, frozen with an independent psychology, will raise their offspring into reverse positions. The one with the female offspring will teach her to be like herself, independent and negotiable. Um, the one with the nigger male offspring, she being frozen, subconscious, fear for his life, will raise him to be mentally dependent and weak, but physically strong. In other words, body over mind. Now, in a few years, when these two offsprings become fertile for early reproduction, we will mate and breed them and continue the cycle. That is good, sound, and long range comprehensive planning. Wow, that's psychological warfare. Even Alex Haley said that black people are like crabs in a bucket. Um, so, I say that the brainwashing that has been done to us back on the plantation is basically it's been ingrained. It's so deeply ingrained in us that it's in our DNA to be the way that they've trained us to be. So what are we going to do about it? We understand now that there is a reason why our male counterparts are not in the home. We understand that it's not by accident. It's not because they don't care so much. It's because it's been cultivated. It's been brainwashed. It's an effect of the brainwashing that's been done. What he just said that is that the female would raise her son to be dependent and mentally weak, but physically strong. And she would raise her female offsprings to be like her, independent and negotiable. Hmm. Um, we have to understand why the woman was such a protector of her son. We understand what went on the plantations. A lot of times, if the man tried to raise up to defend his woman or defend his family, the black woman couldn't be defended. The black woman couldn't be loved and cherished like other races of women. We couldn't, because if we were to, if our men would stand up for us, that could mean death. That could mean torture. That could mean so many things to that black man. A lot of times, they would take the black men and tie them to the horses, or each limb, and shoot off a gun until all the horses run in different directions and rip that man apart. They would tar and feather these men. I've heard that they would even rape, master would even rape our black men. I've been told, how they would castrate our black men, take their manhood, right, and the wife would be made to watch, as well as the children. So, of course, that put fear in that wife. She didn't want that for her son. And so now we have an understanding why these women, it's been ingrained. These women, some of them treat them like they're men. They won't marry, but they'll have their sons around forever in the home. It's a brainwashing that has occurred, and what we need to understand is that this has happened. Now we know this has happened. You can look it up. You can read the book for yourself. You can see and do your own research. Understand the history and how this got to this point for us. Now, what will we do to fix it? It would mean we need to start with some new techniques for raising our children. It would mean that we need to talk to our daughters, and let them know, to do things differently. Don't just go out and just have these children get pregnant. Unless you're in a relationship and you're married and you have a husband that's going to be there. We need to begin to break the cycle of the men not being in the homes. And, a lot of times these women spoil these boys, so much that, and I understand some women are in fear that, the police are profiling their children, their sons, their black men. Yeah, it's a lot to take in. But we need to, first of all, recognize the enemy at work and what has happened and how can we fix it. If it just takes one of us, each one of us, understanding this and doing some different things with the raising of our children, and just, I don't know where to tell you to start, but we need to understand that there is a problem, and it's going to start because I've seen some women who uphold their son or sons when they go out and make children and with women, and then they disrespect the women, they put them down, but you weren't disrespecting that woman when you were sleeping with her. But now all of a sudden she's a bitch, she's a whore, she's this, she's that. No other race does that to their women but the black man. And if they are doing it, it's only because, this music has rubbed off on them and they want to be black. And so they're, emulating this stupid, music that's being thrown at us, So, we need to understand and be more aware of what's going on and why it's going on. Bottom line. And that's my point. Another thing we need to bring to our sons' attention is, when they're going out there having casual sex, um, you know, creating these lives, oh, they're young right now and they're making their mistakes. But think about in the future when you decide to settle down, when your son decides to settle down and marry and have some children with a woman that he may love, his credit's going to be shot from the child support. This broken system, this evil, wicked system, is not working in our favor. Credit will be shot. He won't even be able to get a visa if he should decide to go out of the country. So it's all been designed this way. But we need to wake up and we need to spread the word so that we can begin to maybe, start making some changes in the household. Start making some changes in the way we're raising these boys. Start making some changes in the way we're raising these girls. Stop putting them out there, buying them weave and and wigs and fingernails, getting fingernails done, you know, to I don't know what you're soliciting your daughters. I don't know, but education should be first. Get them in some dance or some art or some music classes. That's what you should be sinking your extra money into. You know, weave, wigs, and fingernails. You know, the latest this that that can wait. Let them learn some things that can carry them the rest of their lives. You know, some art, some you know, some refinement. Take them places. Take them out of the hood. Take them, you know, to nicer restaurants or, um, you know, nicer or different environments, different things to see some culture. But that's all I have to say. You have a great day and don't jump on me. Also, let me make another point before I leave. Um, you know, it takes a man and a woman to create a life, and it takes a man and a woman to raise a life. Um, it doesn't, you know, not it didn't take two women to make a life, and it didn't take two men. Two women cannot procreate, and two men cannot procreate. It takes a man and a woman to create life, and it takes a man and a woman to raise a life. Bottom line, a woman can't teach her son how to shave. Do you shave, women? A woman can't teach her son how to date a woman. You know, there are some things a woman cannot teach a man, and there are some things a woman can't even teach the daughter. That male figure is very important. We need to start teaching our children differently. We need to start raising up our sons to be men. If you got a son that you're going to have to raise as a single mother, you need to find some other ways um, to to raise him other than spoiling him. So that's all I can say right now. Thank you.